5 of the most gentlemanly fragrances to get you huge compliments. Now, I know a lot of us have certain preferences with regard to how we want our fragrance to smell. Of course, we have our favorite notes and ingredients. Some of us like the woods, the balsams, the ambers. Some of us prefer things on the fresher side of things, perhaps the citrus, the aquatics, the ozonics, whatever the case may be. And I actually happen to be traveling. And so I am in Los Angeles at the moment. And as it turns out, I traveled with about 6 or 7 bottles. And so I took 5 that I'm going to be talking about in today's list. And all of these are huge compliment getters. They will definitely make you smell very gentlemanly. They're very polished, very well put together. And these are ones that I would certainly recommend for any gentleman who is looking to stand out, looking to smell fantastic, looking to smell very clean, very well groomed, very well put together. And of course, if you wish to sample a lot of these fragrances, I believe you may do so at scentsplit.com. So I'm going to drop a link to ScentSplit down below. If you're interested, this is not a sponsored video. They don't even know that I'm making this video. I just always recommend that you get samples of fragrances before you actually commit to the purchase of a full-size bottle, especially considering the fact that some of the niche offerings on the market are hundreds of dollars. And of course, ScentSplit also does sell full-size bottles. And so if you're looking to get a deal and a really good price on a full-size bottle, it's not just samples or decants that you can get from ScentSplit. You can actually get full-size bottles as well. So the first one that I want to talk about, and this one, you don't even need to worry about ScentSplit. You can go on Amazon. This one is so inexpensive. This is the second bottle that I have purchased of this fragrance. And this one was actually, so I purchased it inadvertently, I believe. I was doing an event on TikTok and I tuned in and I purchased some mystery boxes, and this came inside one of the mystery boxes. I knew I was going to get a Latafa perfume, and I actually got quite happy when I opened it and I realized that it was this one, because this is one that I actually own and I love, and this is the original Assad. Now, you know, with regard to Latafa Assad, it's closely modeled after Christian Dior Sauvage Elixir. Christian Dior Sauvage Elixir is a huge compliment getter for a lot of people. It's actually their favorite of all of the Sauvages. Now, the best selling is the Eau de Toilette, which is the original. That's the first one that came out. Very bright and fresh. There's ambroxan, black pepper, Sichuan pepper. There's bergamot, there's citrus. It is a huge compliment getter. Actually happens to be one of my most complimented designer fragrances, whether people want to hear that or not. It's true. I love it. But at the end of the day, I get it. A lot of people are bored with it. They say it is something to be worn by a quote-unquote F-boy, right? With Assad, on the other hand, this has the spicy nuances and tendencies of the elixir. However, I feel like it's smoother. It's not as aggressive. So it has the nutmeg, the cardamom. It has those spices that you're going to get in the opening of Sauvage Elixir, but for whatever reason, Sauvage Elixir can be a little bit too rough with the spices. You give it 10 minutes to settle down, smells amazing, but in the opening, it can be a bit too rough. Assad, in my opinion, kind of eliminates that. Now, if you're looking for compliments, modern gentleman, you want something put together, something that is not going to be offensive, Assad is probably going to be the best affordable option on this entire list, with the exception of one other fragrance that I would like to talk about. The next one that I want to talk about is Louis XV, 1722 by Xerjoff. This one is also a bit of a fresh and incensey fragrance. And this is one that I picked up, I think, from Twisted Lily. And I've been wearing this one now for about a month or two. And I did a review on this one. I don't remember if I did a full length review here on YouTube, but I know I did a short on it, and I love this fragrance. It's fresh, it's citrusy, it's woodsy, it's incensey. You get a hint of spice in there as well. But as of late, as I've been wearing this fragrance, I find it leaning very incensey, and I actually really love this fragrance. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a beautiful, beautiful, gentlemanly fragrance. And, you know, when it comes to Xerjoff fragrances, a lot of the ones that get so many compliments are usually the fresh ones. And so we have Neo, we have Kobe, we have Uden. And I know one of them has tobacco. That's Uden. And then there's also Uden Overdose, which I really love. There's Renaissance. And then, of course, we also have Erba Pura, which I think smells fantastic on a lady. But as far as the gentlemen are concerned, if you want something polished and well put together, the two that I have found myself wearing a lot over the past couple of months are this one and Casa Morati's Mephisto Gentiluomo, which falls under the Xerjoff umbrella, even though the brand is Casa Morati. It is owned by Xerjoff. But Louis XV is beautiful. Speaking of citrus and incense, I also really love Bleu de Chanel. Now, the one that I'm traveling with at the moment is the Eau de Parfum. And, when I was thinking about this recent travel experience, I thought to myself, where am I going to go? I'm probably going to be walking down the block. I want something fresh and refreshing. I might go to the mall, do a little bit of shopping. I don't want to wear anything too harsh or too aggressive or too rough and tumble. Instead, I want to wear something that is going to be fresh, refreshing, compliment getter, a nice bit of citrus, but also something that conveys masculinity. I have an event here, which is why I also brought a few suits. I wanted to make sure that I was good to go for said event. And in the case of the event or otherwise, I just wanted to make sure that I had something very well polished, something masculine, something gentlemanly with me. And so I brought my small bottle of the Eau de Parfum of Bleu de Chanel. Grapefruit, lemon, mint, ginger, woods, a lot of citrus, and incense in the dry down, namely frankincense. Beautiful fragrance. The next fragrance that I want to talk about is actually a brand new fragrance. Not only is it brand new, but it's actually unreleased. And this one is an original creation from the brand Okja, and it's called Iron Leaf. Now, this has a verdant quality. It is green, it's citrusy, so pressurized atomizer, and there's a floral component to it as well. So this is more for a sensitive personality, not sensitive in the sense that you're weak and that your emotions are easily triggered, but sensitive in the sense that you're kind, you're empathetic, you are emotionally intelligent. This is that type of fragrance. But there's enough of this green aspect where it's green without smelling like old school green. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Oak moss and fir and pine and vetiver and patchouli. And there's a lot of ingredients that people typically associate with these old school, like late 70s, 80s powerhouse fragrances. That is not the case with Iron Leaf by Okja. And it's part of the Rainforest collection. It's a brand new fragrance. And the price on Okja fragrances is like dirt cheap. And so check them out if you can. I have purchased several Okjas on the TikTok shop. You can get them from the official website as well. Just check it out, look around, get them for a good price. This one should be dropping in a day or two. And so you might not be able to find it right away, but this one is phenomenal. And the price for this one is going to be incredible. I have been currently obsessed with the fragrance in the #1 spot. It has the citrus, it has pink pepper, it has a hint of orange blossom. There's this freshness. It's so well-rounded. It is so also very brooding, even bordering on sinister. It is such a beautiful fragrance, but there's this brightness in the opening, and the name of the fragrance actually translates to light. And so it kind of makes sense that it would kind of fall along with this narrative. But this is such a beautiful fragrance, and I have to give credit to my friend Cuba from the channel Cubano. And I had shot a few videos at his place, and he introduced me to this fragrance. And I had heard about it, and I saw the ads, and I said, that is a beautiful name, beautiful bottle, very dark and gothic aesthetic. And I said, you know what? Eventually, I'm going to get that. And I know this is one that I can see myself wearing like all the time. And I can't get enough of this. I'm sorry, but with all due respect, it is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And this one by Fragrance du Bois is called Lucius. When I tell you I have been wearing this every single day for the past 5 days, I can't stop. I had this one t-shirt that I sprayed this on the t-shirt 2 days in a row. So I wore the shirt. It was a black t-shirt that I got from Amazon, like Amazon Basics brand. I sprayed it in the evening, wore it for like 3 hours, didn't work up a sweat or anything. I just wore it around the house. The very next day, I said, I'm going to wear it again because it was pretty much clean, and sprayed more of the fragrance on it. And then I washed it. And then I was getting ready to pack it to come here to Los Angeles. And I smelled it and I'm like, even post-wash, it still smells like Lucius. What an amazing fragrance. And again, this has everything. Pressurized atomizer. Again, it's so fresh. It reminds me a lot of Town and Country by Clive Christian, which has also been a favorite of mine. But now that I have this one, I'm going to retire a lot of the other freshies in my collection. Lucius is a huge compliment getting DNA for the modern gentleman. Listen, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you took something of value from today's episode. And of course, if you did, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would mean a lot to me. Check out these fragrances for the modern gentleman. These are huge compliment getters. I have personally received a compliment with every single one of these fragrances. I'm not sure about this one though. I know for a fact I've received tons of compliments from the Eau de Toilette and the Parfum, but I would imagine you're gonna have the same results with the Eau de Parfum too. Trust me. Thanks again for watching. I love you all. We'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.